What's up, guys? Garrett here again. So in the last month, I've made about $12,000 in sales, and it's awesome. I'm feeling good about it. But that's not the whole picture. Like, is $12,000 in sales? Is that like going straight into my personal account, and then I've made $12,000 like I worked at a job and they just gave me a paycheck of $12,000? No, that's not it. This is the biggest thing that Amazon sellers need to kind of get around their head, that what you make in sales isn't exactly what you're actually making. Is not going into your pocket, and that's what you're living off of. Because $11,000 sounds amazing, and it is. It really is. It's one of the best months I've ever had. But really, you got to look at the profit. So what does $11,000, $12,000 in sales actually mean? So I want to break it down, jump in the seller board, and kind of break down how I'm using it. Obviously, there's going to be different ways to use the money that you're getting, but just show you how I'm doing it. So let's hop in there and I'll show you a little bit about how I'm doing it. Because when I first went full-time, I was struggling to figure out how do I pay myself. So I found a book called Profit First, and the Profit First method, it has just taught me a few things about how to handle your money that you're making in your business. So first off, wanted to show that last month alone, I did about 11,000. And if you're a bookseller, you know that last month was August, and August is called textbook season. And textbook season is, the time to shine as a bookseller. And when all your hard work throughout the year pays off is August, because that, it's an uptick of, people going to college, they got more money to spend, they need to buy books and this and that. So you can look at this right here. Last month made 11,000. Then you look at down here, this number right here is what's actually going into my bank account. That's my revenue that I've generated off of the sales that I made. So the revenue, as you could see, it's only 7,000, so it's a little less. But that's not even the whole picture. You're taking out COGS, cost of goods sold. You're taking out all your operating expenses, all the supplies, everything that you want to take out. Then you're going to end up with this number right here. Right here is what you want to pay attention to. This is the profit. Now, is this $3,526? Is that actually going in to my bank account? It's not. It's not what's actually going into my bank account, like my personal bank account. Like, the way Profit First works is I'm taking this number and I'm going to take out 10% of it. Because, like, if I got this number just deposited into my personal account, like, I'm making more money than a lot of people make at their regular jobs. Like, $3,000 in a month, $3,500 in a month, that's more than, someone making $36,000 a year at their job makes, But if you want your business to grow, you need to take some of that profit and roll it back into the business. Now, my biggest question was, well, how much? How much do I need to do that to implement it in there? Well, that's whenever I came across the Profit First book. The Profit First book says that you're going to pay yourself 10% every 2 weeks. 10% of the net profit that you're making is going to be your personal money that you can deal with. And then you're going to take another 10% and you're going to hold that off too for a quarterly payment. So you're going to pay yourself every 2 weeks 10%, and then another 10% every 3 months. Now, this is the thing that you got to realize that. So if I'm only going to pay myself 10%, that's $352 every 2 weeks. That's a lot different than $3,500. That's huge difference. And then on top of that, like, as a bookseller, especially, you can mitigate it a little bit, but as a bookseller, especially, you're gonna have better months than others. So yes, I made this $11,000 last month, and $12,000 if you include a little bit of September, because textbook season kind of runs into that. Actually ended up making more than that. But if I'm just looking at August alone, I'm making $11,000. But am I making that every month? No, I'm not. That's like a big thing that it's hard to wrap around your mind at first, is that, like, you hear somebody saying, I made $11,000 in a month, and then you're thinking like, holy crap, he makes $11,000 every month. No, he makes $11,000 last month. That's what he made. Like I made $11,000 last month in sales, but I'm not making that every single month. I'm not getting the $3,000 deposited into my business bank account, or $7,000 deposited in my business bank account, and $3,000 of profit. I'm not getting that every single month. This is just my highlight. This is my biggest month that I've had this year so far. January is just a little bit lower, but not anything crazy. But like that's the biggest things you have to kind of get used to, is that you're going to have those months where it's some months are going to be better than others, and that's hard. That's the hard part about being an entrepreneur or being a business owner, is you don't have a steady income like you would whenever you're working a 9-to-5 or a salaried job. That's why those are safe and secure. You know how much money you're going to get next month, but running a business or being an entrepreneur of any kind, you're going through fluctuations. It's not a linear thing. You're not like always growing. You're going up, and then you're going down a little bit, and you're going up and you're going down a little bit, and then you're going down, and you're like, oh crap, am I okay? And then you spike up and you're like, all right, I'm good. It's this emotional roller coaster, and then if you let it, you will go on a ride. But what the best thing to do is just to focus up, make sure that that whenever you have a great month, enjoy it. I'm not saying like dang it, great month, I'm gonna be upset next month. Don't be like that or anything, but just know that the good times don't last forever, and you will have to go through more bad times in order to get to the next good time. As they say, you can't appreciate the highs unless you go through the lows, type of thing. But that's the biggest thing, especially with book selling. Like, people that aren't doing the book selling may be, be able to mitigate it a little bit more. But book selling, there's certain months that are amazing, like January, August, obviously August, September, January, a little bit into February, and then Christmas time books are amazing. Those are your highs and lows. But that's really what I wanted to show, is that you're making this 11,000 in August, but it's not really like I'm not like saying that I'm making it every month. I'm saying that I made it last month, and that's a big difference. So if we come in here to the custom range, we can kind of see, so textbook season kind of popped off around somewhere in here for me, and it kind of ended, I would say, around 12th or 13th for me. Some books are longer, some books are shorter, and it just depends on the book, really. But that's just a little bit over a month. As you can see right here is a month, and so a month and 5 days. But if we filter it at that, let's see the custom range. See, I'm at 13,710. So that's like the start of textbook season to the end of textbook season for me. And so I made, profit wise, $4,200, $8,000 deposited and $13,000 in sales. So for me at this point, when I was at this point last year, I was thinking, man, I was making about $10,000 because I was selling new products and stuff, and once I got to this point, I was like, I'm making more money, than I am in my business or at my job, because I'm making, $10,000 right here. But as soon as I quit my job and had those down months, I didn't have income from my job able to mitigate that. So that's a big thing that everyone needs to, grasp their head around, be able to understand. But, these are some of the books that I sold. As you can see, we got Introduction to Communication, Making the Connections, a guide that's like a chemistry guide, philosophy, biology, civilizing process volume, all textbook stuff, a new teacher book, it's all books that are homeschool, it's all books that are, for the textbook season. But I mean, every now and then I got like this DVD set sold for quite a bit. It's really nice to have these things in here. I'm assuming the reason why I do get an uptick in DVD sales, I'm assuming, this is not like any hard evidence or anything, but I'm assuming that the reason I get these DVD sales is because, if anyone's ever went to college, you get like a little kind of, check sometimes, depending on your situation, obviously, but you get a little, check or loan or something, and you get a whole bunch of money just deposited into your bank account. And as a 18-year-old kid, you get $3,000 that, it kind of, you don't know what to do with that. So you go out and you spend it, and that's just me assuming, you shouldn't always assume, but that's why I think that sometimes you get an uptick in sales elsewhere, because there's a little bit more money flowing around in people's hands that don't really know how to handle money. And that was where I was at for sure. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to go over. Just explain that, I did make $11,000 last month, and that's freaking awesome, and I'm super proud of myself, and I'm celebrating right now, but I'm not, going over the top thinking that this is my new life. I make $11,000 every month now. I know that this September is not going to be as good as, as August was. It's still doing pretty good, but it's not going to be the same because there's not that crazy demand that there is in the height of textbook season. Whenever all these kids are going to college, they need this book now, and they're willing to pay triple the price of the book in order to get it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? It's a different, it's ebb and flow of business, and you go through the highs and enjoy them, but know that they're not going to last forever. And that way, whenever the lows come, you're good. That you're able to push through those lows, and there's not a problem, because you're gonna push through those lows and you're gonna get back to another high that's even higher than the last high. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of you don't want a straight line. You want an up and then down and then up and then down and then but you still want it to trail up, but it's not gonna be a perfect line. It's gonna be an up and down trailing up type of thing. But yeah, that's all I got. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. How much did you guys make last month in textbook season? How much did you guys make? If you got any questions, let me know in the comments. If you got any tips for me, let me know in the comments. But other than that, we'll catch you on the next one. Later, guys.